Good evening. Hello. Well, afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is your girl Coco 929. How are my chocolate pieces, my Hershey's Kisses? How are you doing today? I want to thank everybody first that subscribed to me and have left me positive insights on my videos or positive messages. I love hearing how my story actually either make you think or how my story helps you deal with whatever you're dealing with, or if you've been through what I've been through. And honey, we're just scratching the surface, okay? We're just scratching the surface. Okay, so I wanted to pick up. I can't really pick up where I left off, but I can go and tell some more stories about this particular individual. So let me just get right into it. I hate people who style on a video. I told you all yesterday that I realized after my initial rape from this particular older cousin of mine that produced a daughter. Okay, I already had one child, and it was a toss up between whether my first child was his or this guy I was dating. Okay, we did get a blood test, a paternity test rather, because I wanted to make sure, of course, who the daddy was. Okay, and because of child support situations, we both agreed. He didn't know that there was somebody else in the picture, my daughter's father. He didn't know. But because of child support, I was like, well, since you're going to pay child support, we need to go ahead and, just to kill all doubts for your parents, let's just go ahead and prove to them that she's yours. So he didn't have a problem with that. Okay, so fast forward to my second child. Like I said, it was touching because my first two children are a year apart. Okay, my oldest daughter was my sweet 16 birthday gift. She was actually born a week before my sweet 16. And then a year later, my second child was born 2 weeks after my birthday. Okay, so they're like a year and 2 weeks apart. Maybe a year, yeah, something like that. So imagine how upset my mom was, my family, and everything like that. That again, I've popped up pregnant, and you know, it wasn't good at all. It wasn't good at all. I was still dealing with who my daughter's father was, and everything that was going on with that. And my mom, she was seeing it from, this child. Now she's got another baby. There's no way I can take care of that baby too, and things like that. Even though I actually started working at 15, going on 16, because I was ready to have a child. And I wanted to take care of my child. So when I came up pregnant with the second one at 16, you know, that, like I said, with my family, you just have to know my family. It didn't set well. Um, however, let me get to this. So I went along in my pregnancy, but I was always scared because with your child being, uh, put like this, with your child's father being so close to your blood because you all are biological first cousins, that blood is like almost the exact same. I knew enough to know that, first of all, let me just tell you, I was an AB student in school. Yes, honor roll, everything. I played basketball. I ran track, but I was really an honor roll in basketball. I had a scholarship until I got pregnant the second time. Okay, I would play during the summer leagues and everything. Even when I was in middle school, I was an eighth grader in middle school, and high school teams came to get me to play on their team during the summer leagues because they wanted me to go to their school. And in the process, Tennessee University, Virginia, and it was one more school actually came to scout me to try to get me early to sign or, commit a little bit to them so that at the end of my high school years, I could, or if I graduated early, I could go ahead and play for them. So, yeah, Coco wasn't no dummy, okay? And very gifted. So, and I kind of, I hate that my basketball career, now that I see, all these women and stuff, I think back about me and my basketball career, how I wished um, I was pushed enough to focus on that, and that the adults that knew what was going on with me would actually have stood up for me early, so that even though I had a child, I could still go and pursue my dream, because I always wanted to go to college on a scholarship so that I could get my medical doctor. I wanted to be a cardiologist. I wanted to be also in. I also wanted to double major, and what I wanted to double major was I wanted to be a judge. So I wanted to be a medical doctor and a judge. So hey, you talking about going to school forever? But I was so smart; things came to me easy. And in order and think about this, y'all. With everything was going on with me, I held an AB in school. With everything that was going on, I held an AB average in school. That's saying something, okay? So anyway, fast forward when he found out I was pregnant. Let's just call him. Let's see what I want to call him. Let's just throw a name out there. Let's just say I don't know what I want to call him, but I have to call him something because eventually I'll slip up and say his name, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to give him no shine. Um, let's call him Junebug. That's funny. Okay, so uh, this particular Junebug, let's just say it like that, um, asked me when he found out I was pregnant, because I told him, and he kind of noticed my body. I told y'all he had trained me for him, and he was like, one day when he was down at my house, I wouldn't let him really touch my stomach, and everything, and I held it from my mom as long as I could, and stuff like that, because I was afraid that she would make me have an abortion, and I didn't believe in that. My family didn't believe in that either. And this is my family on my mother's side, very religious. Um, so so one day he was down my house, and I was laying on the couch, so he came and laid beside me. He went to rub his hand across my stomach, and I moved his hand. He said, "Wait a minute," and he sat up and he rubbed again. He said, "You pregnant?" And I just looked at him, and he said, "For real, you pregnant?" I mean, he was so happy, like it. And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh my goodness, we're gonna finally have a baby." It was just, y'all, I know y'all think it's just crazy, because like I said, if I hadn't lived it, I would have thought it was bet it crazy too. And it is somewhat touched, you understand? But he was happy, and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a baby. Okay, I gotta get my stuff together. Uh, Let me go out here and get another job, and I'm gonna have to get a house so you can move in with me. And we can raise our baby together. You need to go ahead and let everybody know that you." I mean, check this out. Didn't I tell y'all that when I had the baby, I was 16? Okay, see, this is letting you know how crazy he was. Okay, so nevertheless. He was like, "I gotta get an apartment and all this," and I mean, ooh, and we gonna have to tell the family and all this. I said, "What?" I said, "Like they don't know." He said, "But I'm saying still, we have to let them know. We're gonna have to tell your daddy." And I just looked at him. I said, "You don't want my daddy to know." Well, he gonna have to know eventually, and I'm his nephew. I can make him understand. I can make him understand. That's that Indian side of us. And all this and stuff, and he'll understand. I said, "No, he won't. No, he won't." And I left it like that. And so he's like, "Oh my goodness, I'm having a baby." I said, "Who said the baby was yours?" And then he looked at me, and he was like, "Coco, don't play like that. don't play like it. Everything I've done is so that you can have my kids. I wanted a port of us running around here. I was like, huh? I was like, I'm not happy about this. Yes, I love kids, and of course, I'm happy about my baby, but I'm not happy about the situation. I'm still young. Did you forget I'm on a basketball team? I mean, I was just like, and when they found out I'm gonna get kicked off the basketball team, I won't get my scholarship. My life is over for the most part. You're happy, and my life is over. But I'm gonna take care of us. I'm gonna take care of us. Okay. Anywho, so that's how that went. So, since I'm telling you about our daughter, I'm going to stick with this part. Um, so, again, I was stuck going to the doctor's appointments and all of this and stuff because, regardless of my age, I was a very good mother, young mother. And I always wanted to do something to pass a legacy, a good legacy, on to my children. And since I still hadn't told anybody who the baby's daddy was, they all assumed it was my oldest daughter's child. My oldest daughter's dad's child because he was always around. It was like, it was, you know, believe it or not, he made my life normal, like what a normal teenager is supposed to be. Um, and also the guy who my mom wanted me to marry, he lived like three doors up from me, so he was always coming down. Um, you know, it was crazy. Me and him never. That's funny. The one that my mom wanted me to marry, me and him never ever had sex. Only thing we ever did was kissed and hugged, and he protected me like I was gold. Do you hear me? This he really did, and I'll tell y'all about him a little later. Anyway, um, yeah. So I'll tell it. Let me stick to the story. Okay, so I'm fast forwarding. Um, my mom told me that I was gonna have to give the baby up because when she found out I was pregnant, I was so far along, I couldn't get an abortion, and that's what I wanted. I knew she would find out, but I did not want to have to get an abortion because I didn't believe in it, and she didn't either. But when it came to her having to take care of me, our bets was off, and I knew that's what it would be because I just knew. So I hid it as long as I could until somebody else said, "Ain't your daughter pregnant?" She said. Now she's telling me this story because I didn't hear it. It was her and someone else talking, and she said someone else told her, "Ain't your daughter pregnant?" And she was like, "She done had that baby." They said, "You sure she ain't pregnant again? Cause she look like she pregnant." And my mother said that's what made her take a look at me. And she said she didn't believe it. I was in her house. And she saw me every day and could not see that I was expecting again. I was wondering that too. But nevertheless, she worked and all this and stuff. So, to her credit, I don't put anything on her. So, um, and that's how she found out. So, yeah. So I'm fast forwarding. It's time for me to have the baby. And that was hard. Hmm, that was hard because I had the baby, and it was so odd. I wasn't able to get an epidural or anything because she came so quickly. So I had to just have her natural at the hospital. It was just, like they numbed me down there. But as far as epidural and all that, my contractions was too far along to get it. So I had a natural birth, which bonded me with this baby even the more. And I had already signed the adoption papers because that was a stipulation. Back then, y'all, your parents, when you were underage, they actually was in charge of the well-being of any minor. So whether I wanted to or not, my mother went ahead and made sure the papers were signed and all this and stuff, and she signed them to give this child up for adoption at birth. So However, I did fight to see her when she came out, to hold her, which I don't know if it helped me or hurt me because I went through a depression. Um, I fed her, but I didn't leave the hospital with her. And I knew my mom meant well regarding that, and she kept trying to ask me who was the baby's daddy. Was it this particular person who, my first child was by, and everything, and I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't even put it on the birth certificate because, again, I guess it was still a form of me protecting him regarding what was going on and what happened. And part of it was a shame because I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, back then, I was 16. And actually, okay, when I had her, I had just turned 17. So I had her 2 weeks after my birthday. So, but still, I wasn't mature enough. No, I was, hold on, let me think, y'all. I want to be, okay, so I had my oldest daughter a week after, a week before my 16th birthday. And then, okay, yeah. So, anywho, so many traumatic things happened to me when I was 17 because after um, I had to give up my child, um, months later, I went into foster care. So that's a whole nother story. So that's why I'm trying to go down these timelines and yeah. So, um, hmm. Anywho, so fast forwarding. Uh, this thing between, um, okay, let me just keep on with her and then I'll go back. I hope y'all keeping up. I hope you're keeping up. If not, just replay it, okay? So fast forwarding, one day, uh, back in 2013, I want to say, maybe 2012. I'm not sure. I think it was 2012. So we'll say loosely between 2013 2012. I kept feeling this longing that my child was searching for me. Now, before then, when I was a manager, uh, it was on her birthday, and this was like in the 1990s. It was her birthday, and that day I was just feeling kind of out of whack. I was a manager and I was walking around. Everybody was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing." Like that. So I turned around and this white woman walks in with this little black girl. And y'all, when I saw this little black girl walk in with this white woman, and I looked in that little girl's eyes, I saw me. I said, "Oh my goodness, today's her birthday." And she walks in. God protects his people, y'all. I'm trying not to cry on this, and I knew I was. Um, hmm. She walks in, and she said, the lady said, "Tell the nice lady hi and what you want," or something like that. And I said, she said, "Hi." I said, "Hi." I said, "You're pretty." And she said, "Thank you." And the lady said, "Tell her what today is." I said, "Your birthday." And the woman looked at me real funny. And the little girl said, yeah, how you know? I said, just a lucky guess. You look like a birthday girl. Like that. So, so, um, okay, let me get it together. So, I said, guess what? I said, your food is on me. Okay? And the woman said, are you sure? I said, look at my name tag. I said, I'm the boss. So like that. And the lady started laughing. And the little girl said, oh, thank you. I said, what you want? Whatever you want. And so I fixed her stuff for her and everything. And I said, don't worry about it, y'all. I'm going to write this out. So everybody went back doing what they was doing. And so her and the lady walked around to the side close to the restroom. And they sat there. And I was like, oh, my God. I said, I don't know if I should tell this woman who I am. Or I said, because I might not get this chance again. So I said, yeah, I'll be back. Y'all hold it down. So I walks around to the side. I said, can I talk to you for a moment? She said, yeah. I said, would she be okay sitting here? She said, yeah, she'll be fine. I said, okay, let's just step right here towards the restroom so we can see her. I said, she won't get scared, be scared being by herself. I said, I just want to say something to you. And she said, okay. And so I said, this is going to sound crazy. I said, this is going to sound crazy. I said, but that little girl, she said, yeah. I said, I'm her mother. Like that. And she said, oh my gosh. And she called my name. And I looked at her and said, yeah. And because I had Coco written on my name tag, because that's what I go by. That's my name. But it's not my it's not my government name. But that's everybody knows me, calls me that. And she said, she called my first name. And I said, yes. And she said, oh, God. She said, this is really God. And I said, okay. I said, well, it's a guy that she walked in her on her birthday, and I was missing her so much. And she said, you don't remember me, do you? And I'm looking at this white woman, and I said, no. She said, Coco, you were in my medical class. She said, I was your professor. And I looked at her. I said, oh, and I just cried because that was my favorite professor. That was my favorite professor. And she had adopted my daughter. And she told me, she hugged me. And she told me, she said, I always reiterate to her that her mother loved her so much that she wanted her to have a great life, a better life than she thought she could give her. I always told her that, and I still tell her that to this day. She knows you love her. She knows that you put her above your own wants. She said, I always describe you to her, and I always tell her you look just like your mom. She said she is well taken care of, Coco. She said she is the joy of our life. And I mean, she just described different things and oh my goodness, everything. Oh my goodness, I didn't mean to cry. I'm on YouTube, good grief. so that did it for me on that day. That whole day I was able to give my daughter a hug and sit with her a little while on her birthday. And that did it for me. I was like, God, you love me so much, and you know I miss this child so much that you let her, out of all the establishments in the state, you let her walk into mine. And then the person who adopted her was my favorite professor. That was God. And that's another reason, y'all, why can't nobody shake my faith. Can't nobody tell me about the Bible and all this. Can't nobody tell me that God ain't real unless you've experienced Him on a level where, oh my goodness. So, anyway, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uh, anyway, I'm fast forwarding. So, I hadn't seen her. So, I start feeling it again. Like, I feel that my daughter is looking for me. And I said, I'm gonna check and see what this Facebook crap is about. So I get on Facebook and I start putting in her name to see if she had a Facebook page. And oh my goodness, it was Porter, her name, but the picture, that's what I looked at, was the picture. I said, that's my daughter. And so I was like, okay. So I put up all her pictures. And then up under one of her posts that she had posted 2 days ago, she said, y'all, I'm missing my biological mother. She said, I hope she's looking for me. She said, because I just wanna meet my mama, man. I'm missing it. She said, and I want her to know I love her and I will hold no grudges. Oh my goodness, y'all, I cried. And so once I got myself together, I went in her inbox and I said, hi, I read your post. I said, you don't know me, but if your birthday is this, that, the other, and you were born in this city, I said, I am your biological mother, and I have been missing you. If this is not you, I'm sorry. Please disregard this. I couldn't log, I couldn't get off the inbox quick enough until something dinged, and I saw that she had responded. And when she responded, she said, Mama, like that. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. She said, Mama, call me. And she put her number in there. And I called her. I said, hi, this is Coco. She said, Mama, and screamed like she was a baby, y'all. Oh my goodness, I'm crying. She's crying. And she's like, Mom, I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. I came back to the state. I went to get my records. I wanted my mama. She said my adopted mama brought me back 3 different times. And every time we came back, it was an old address. People said they didn't know where you were. She said, I have been looking for you since I was 8 years old. No, take a lie back. She said, since I was 10 years old, I've been wanting my mama. Y'all. Oh, I'm trying not to cry again. And I just cried. I just cried. Oh my goodness. We talked for about 2 hours straight. And I told her the thing of her dad didn't come up. She didn't ask anything about her dad. She just wanted to talk to me. And asked me about me, about what I did, if she had any siblings, and all this and stuff. And she was planning on, she wanted to make a trip back to her home state. And I was like, good. I said, your birthday's coming up, come the week of your birthday, because she said, I'm gonna come in between my birthday because I know it's your birthday and my birthday. I said, dang, okay, yeah, you know everything. So she said, Mama, my adopted parents always told me you loved me. They never spoke bad about you. They never told me that I didn't. They always told me that you loved me, that I looked just like you, and everything. She said, so I grew up knowing you loved me. She said, I have she said, I have no judgment with you, no nothing. I just want to hold my mom. I just want to meet my mother, you know. So, y'all, I'm telling y'all, it was so emotional that day. I told my husband, and he was like, really, you found her? I said, I found her. He said, you was determined. Yes, I was. He said, well, so when we going to meet my daughter? And I was like, she's supposed to be coming between me and her birthday. He said, awesome. Okay. So it was just wow. So anyway, we met, we loved, we all hung out. I met my grandson. He fit right in with the rest of the grandkids. They went out. I went to bed, kept my grandson. You know, I always say, y'all gone, you know, I'm going to bed. So she was here for like 4 days. It was awesome. So ever since then, we've had a relationship. I'm messed up though. I went against my better judgment, and then I'm gonna end this. I went against my better judgment. So one day, uh, okay, I told y'all about the Stockholm syndrome. Okay, at this time when I met my daughter, her dad was in penitentiary. However, he was in penitentiary, but he would call me every day, and he would write me twice a week. That's how much control he still had on me. You would have thought with him going to penitentiary that that would stop. It does not stop until you get help. It doesn't. So even though I was married, he was still having control over me. He had more control over me than my husband. And that's real talk. Okay? I told you, I'm going to tell you the truth even if I don't look good in the story because this is going to help somebody. Maybe it'll cut you down on some time of going through the storm by listening to me. Maybe you'll identify and you'll stop it and won't go through years of what I went through. So anyway, she finally, when we was talking, one day she called me and she was like, Mama, who's my daddy? I said, Lord, I knew this was coming. I said, I knew this was coming. She said, no judgment. I want to know who my daddy is. If you know. I said, yeah, I know. But it's not an easy story, so I hope you're ready. And she said, yes, ma'am. She said, wait a minute, let me clear everybody out of my room and all this stuff so me and you can talk. I said, okay. So she asked me, she said, okay, who's my daddy? I said, your dad is my first cousin. And she got very quiet. And she said, huh? I said, your dad is my cousin. I said, this is going to sound all sorts of weird, but strap in, I'm going to tell you. And I told her, I said, first, before I tell you how you was made, I said, even though it was my cousin, I said, after a while, I fell in love with him. Okay? I said, I fell deeply in love with him. He is all I knew. He is all I wanted. After a while, I said, it don't make it right, but I'm being honest with you. I fell in love with him. Okay? I said, so we loved each other. We wasn't supposed to, but that's a long story. I'm just going to tell you this part. I said the night that you were conceived, it wasn't a pleasant one because that was out of rape. I said, however, he loved me and I loved him, so we loved you. The act was bad, but the love was there. She said, I understand that. She said, wow, I wasn't expecting that. My dad is also my second cousin, my mother's first cousin. Yes. I said, his mother and my dad are brother and sister. She said, oh, you really cousins? I said, yeah. She said, that explains why I have so many health elements. I said, yes. And that was the purpose, y'all. Let me go back and fill in because after I got of age, I tried to see if I could raise her because she was in foster care. So I would have visitation rights and all this stuff. But this child was so sickly that, I mean, certain dyes and clothes would break her out, throw her in the hospital. Certain ingredients and foods, and this couldn't touch this, and she had to drink out of this. It was just, for a young person like me, that was too much, and I wanted the best for her, and I knew I couldn't give it to her. That was, a very intelligent decision on my part. I can't give you that, but I want you to have a better life than I can give you. So I did what I had to do. I relinquished again my rights, and I said no. I want her to have a healthy life, and I know at this time I can't dedicate that. I can't. You got to remember, I was still dealing with all the stuff that was going on with me, all the stuff that had went on with me. I was already a mother. I mean, it was just so much going on that this child deserved the best of me, and at that time I couldn't give it. So, anyway, fast forward. So I told her that I was like, I'm gonna let you marinate on that a minute. I'm gonna let you go. If you want to know more, we can talk about it. So he called me. He was on the last part of 19 years. Catch that, in penitentiary, okay? And he called me. He said, "What you doing?" I said, just just getting it together from a phone call I just had." And so he kept, I don't know, I had started really getting into God, okay, and I was making all my wrongs right. I was making amends with everything, everyone. I was letting people go. I was not holding people accountable anymore for what had happened to me. I was just like, you know what it was, but I need to heal from that, so I forgive everybody, and I was just, I was on this train of getting me together, becoming a better me, and because I deserved it. And so he was talking to me. He kept going on. He said, the one thing I regret. Now, mind you, he does not regret what he did to me at all. If you ask him right now, he don't regret it. He don't regret it at all. I'm telling you. But he said the one thing he regrets, and the one thing he regretted, he said, is that we did not have a child together. He said, I tried my best. Okay? And I started laughing, and he knew what that laugh meant. He said, what ain't you telling me, Coco? He said, because you ain't telling me something. I know you. I said, well, you in jail, so I might as well tell you now. And plus, I'm on this forgiveness road. I said, it trips me out that the one thing that you regret is that we didn't have a child, but not that you start messing with me. He said, no, why would I regret something when I told you I love you? So that's his mental. So anyway, I said, well, we had a child together. He got real quiet. And then he said, you have 1 more minute. He said, I'm calling you right back. So he hung up. He called right back. I accepted the call. I said, we had a child together. He said, I knew it. I know. He said, as much sex as we was having, ain't no way in the world you wasn't pregnant by me. He said, all I want to know is it the first child? I said, no. He said, you sure? Because I always thought that was my child. I said, no. Like that. He said, it's the one when I rubbed your stomach at night, ain't it? And you told me it wasn't mine. I said, yeah. He said, oh my goodness. He was so happy. They was like, man, I could hear the dudes in the back. What's wrong with you, man? He said, man, I just found out, man. I got a child, dude. Man, I love this girl. I got a child. That's what he was saying. And I'm sitting on the phone like, this is all sorts of screwed up. So anyway, uh, he said, what's her name? Where's she at? I ain't telling you. He said, Coco, that ain't right. He said, you gonna have a child by me. You didn't tell me you had a child by me. Then you didn't tell me what happened to the child. He said, then you ain't gonna give me a name or where she's located. That's all you need to know is she's good, she's beautiful, she's healthy, and she knows about you. He got quiet. He said, she know everything. She know everything. Everything, everything. He said, man, she probably don't even want to see me, does she? I said, she just wanted to know who you was. Hey, Fred, you gonna tell her who I am, but you ain't gonna tell me who she is. You ain't gonna tell me where she at and all this and stuff. What happened to my child, Coco? What happened to my child? Where she at? like that. So I was like, I'm not going to tell you. I don't want you interfering with her life. The only way that you'll know about her is if she asks me to get to know you. Ah, man, that's wrong. That's not what's wrong. It's what you did to me. So that conversation, he got real quiet because I went off. I had never went off like that, but like I told you, I was becoming new. I had held stuff in. I went off. And then I slammed the phone. And I'm like, okay, get it together, get it together, get it together. So I was not prepared for this. Phone rung again. I thought it was him. It was my daughter. She said, Mama, would you get upset if I met my daddy? Okay, just take a knife and just stab me again in my heart. Why don't you? I said, no, I won't get upset. I kind of expected this was going to happen. I said, but I'm warning you. I'm warning you. I kept you away from him for a reason. I hid you for a reason. She said, I know, Mama, but I don't feel like I'd be complete if I don't talk to my daddy. Okay, so this part I think was the devil straight from hell because then next day he calls me back and he says, you know I'm supposed to get out. I'm like, huh? He said, yeah. He said, I don't think he said, remember I told you it. I don't think they gonna let me out, man. They didn't come and get me and all this and stuff. And this was early. I said, well, it may not be too late now, man. They already called everybody. Dang, they ain't gonna let me out of here, man. Like that. He said, shoot. I said, well, I gotta go. I said, so I just have to talk to you. Call me later. Okay, y'all. Later that day, I was sitting talking with my husband. My phone rung. I said, hello. And this person said, hi, baby. I knew the voice, but I noticed it was something off about this call. I said, Coco, and hi, like that. He started laughing. And he said, guess what? I said, what? He said, I'm home. I said, oh my goodness, you're out? Like that. My husband looked at me. He instantly got pissed, and he should have. He's he said, yeah. He said, after we hung up, he said, you told me they was gonna come back. He said they came back and said, hey, Junebug, you got 15 minutes to grab all the stuff you want. You being released today. He said, I was like, how did that girl know? He said, I threw all type of stuff in my bag and everything else. I was like, yeah, y'all can have it. Like, yeah. He said, so I'm down here at the halfway house and I want to see you. I said, nope. Mm-mm. Nope. 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 Now, y'all, I told you, I'll be honest, the whole time my heart was throbbing. Like, oh my goodness. A part of me missed him. I mean, missed him a lot. And I'm sitting here like, because I never thought I would have to deal with it because I have a husband now and my life is good and he's locked up. Okay, I forgot one day he was getting out. Okay, just didn't know that day would be then. And so he was like, let me call you back because I have to check all my stuff in like that. And I said, okay. He said, hey. I said, huh? He said, I love you. I said, oh my goodness, bad. And hung up. My husband said, what'd he say? I said, nothing. Nothing. Like that. He just looked at me and said, he didn't say nothing. Okay, still protecting him, right? Right. So my daughter calls and she said, Mom, you know how I can get in touch with my daddy? I said, look, let me just tell you this. I said, your dad was just released today. She said, I knew my daddy was locked up. I knew he was locked up. I said, yeah, he was locked up for 19 and a half years. I said, he was just released today. I said, he said he's going to call me back because he has to check his stuff in. I said, she kept saying, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh, I get to talk to my daddy. Oh my goodness. I said, God, she don't know what she's getting into. She don't know. This is not a norm. Okay, y'all. Okay, let me finish this first and I'm going to tell y'all what my prayer was. Okay, so anyway, so I said, yes. I said, when he called back, I said, what's your number? She gave me her number. She said, "Oh, Mama, please have him call me. Please have him call me." I said, "I am, baby. I am." I said, "Matter of fact, I think this is him. Let me call you back." She said, "Okay, okay." So I answered, and he said, "Hey." I said, "Hey." He said, "What you doing?" I said, "I just got off the phone with our daughter." He said, "For real?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "'Cause she wants to talk with you." Yes, yes. Yes, I've been waiting for this. Yes. Now, before I skipped the part because before he got out, and I had told him it was like a 5-day window before he got out, and I actually mailed him a picture of our daughter, and he already had a picture of me. And one of the last phone calls we had while he was locked up, he was asking his inmate friends. He said, "Man, look." He said, "Does she look like?" They said, "Dang, dog, that's your twin," talking about our daughter. Like that. He said, "I know, man." He said, "Man." He said, "Boo, she look like her too." He said, "That's the mama. That's my baby." That's all he kept on saying. They was like, "Wow." So anyway, fast forward. So he's like, "I finally get to talk to my child." I said, "You know what? I'm so hesitant giving you this number." He said, "Why?" I said, "'Cause oh." Like, I said, "Oh." I said, "But I'm telling you with everything in me." I said, "You know I am not the one to play with." I said, "If you hurt my daughter, she's my daughter too. So what? If you hurt our daughter, I'm going to mess you up, and you know I will. You know I will." I said, "Don't hurt her, and don't do her like you did me." And he got quiet. "Corey, that's my child." I said, "So what? So what?" I said, "It didn't stop you from messing with me, and I'm your cousin. It didn't stop you from messing with another cousin. It didn't stop." I said, "And who else? How many? It done, I said, however many else people that you done mess with. But that's my child. Okay? I promise. I promise. I promise. I just want to know our daughter. I just want to know our daughter." So against my better judgment, child. I didn't mean to draw this out, but against my better judgment, I passed along her phone number to him. This insane lunatic decided that since I wouldn't be with him and leave my husband, that he would take the one thing that he knew would hurt me, which is our daughter. So, by him being a habitual liar, I mean a habitual liar. I ain't never seen somebody that lies. Oh my goodness. It's raining here where I live at. If he was to come in and say, "You know what? It ain't raining no more. It's snowing out. No, it's sunny outside, 83 degrees." He's so convincing you would go outside in some shorts. That's how good he is. And he decided, I'm skipping a whole lot, y'all, because I want to get to the point. He decided, and he told me, because you won't leave him for me, I'm gonna take the one thing that I know I can take. I said, "So you mean to tell me you're gonna try to destroy me and my daughter's relationship because I want to be with you?" Yep. And y'all, it almost worked. It that almost tore me up. He was so convincing to her that he made me look like I lied about my whole life and that he was telling the truth. And it got so bad where I had to tell her, "Don't call me no more. Don't email me. Don't text me. Don't write me. Forget about me. You stay with your no good daddy. And y'all have a good life." And I had to cut her off again, y'all. I had to cut her off so bad, it was ridiculous. And when she realized that her dad was a liar, and how much he was a liar, and how what I told her was the truth, and she had messed up her relationship with her mama, the one who protected her and hid her, and all. She went through so much metamorphosis. She had to go counseling, everything. And she told him, I can't stand you. I mean, it's so much that happened, and I might cover that on this YouTube just to finish up with him. I might cover it because it gets deep. It gets so deep. Oh my goodness, and she realized it, and she tried everything she could to get back in my good graces and for me to talk to her again and to tell me she was sorry and all this and stuff like that, y'all. I mean, when I tell y'all, he has tried to make my life a living hell. He tried to make my life a living hell because I would not leave my husband. That's it. He told his mom, he told his aunties, she won't leave him. I'm going to tear her up. That was the purpose of him walking up on my husband at the gas station. Remember I told you about that? See, but I'm smart enough. My husband, when he met me and we were about to get married, there were certain things about me that he noticed. And I was smart enough to open up to him in phases. But I opened up to him enough for him to understand about this individual. And then my family that knew, that wasn't afraid to talk, like my cousins, and I had some cousins that used to try to protect me. They, I mean, he was so much bigger than us because he was a bodybuilder and all this and stuff. He was so much bigger than us that my cousins used to try to band together to try to beat him up to keep him from taking me. Because there was times that he would see me with them or whatever. He would tell me, come here, and I wouldn't come. And they was like, no, leave her alone, and all this and stuff. And they would try to protect me. Like they would get in front of me and try to block me where he couldn't grab me and all this and stuff. They would fight him, but he was so big. He used to push him down. He used to mug him and all this and stuff. And then, oh my goodness, it was just crazy sometimes. He would take me, slam the door, put something up against the door so they couldn't get in, and they would be beaten. Let her go, and all this and stuff. And I'd be trying to get out the door, and he'd grab me around my throat, and just, oh my goodness, slam me up against the wall and tell me, stop, and all this is, oh my goodness, y'all, I'm not even doing it justice just by sitting on here telling y'all about it. Like I said, this went deep. This went deep. I will say this. One day, to follow up, me and my daughter, or our daughter, we're great now. We went through that phase, but once she realized, and she told him in front of me, you a liar. You tried to turn my relationship up with my mama, and you knew how much that meant, and you didn't care because you were selfish. You just want her. And you took the one thing that you said would hurt her, which is me. But I want my mama. I love my mama, and I'm not listening to anything else you got to say about my mama. So don't even try it. And he just dropped his head. So that was it. So we're great. She understands why I don't talk to him, why I don't connect with him, why, nothing. Because I'm telling y'all, that day he walked up on my husband at the gas station, he was with this girl that he was dating, and she knows about me. And she knows how he feels about me, okay? But they stupid, so they take it. So anyway, uh, she decides that she wants to fight me and wanted me to meet her in the park so she can fight me because she hated the fact that her boyfriend loves me, okay? So when it got to me, they told y'all my fight game is strong, okay? I ain't no punk, I no long shot. But when it got to me about that situation, I started laughing because I ain't forgot how to fight, but girl, you ain't getting, you fighting over something I don't even want. That person want me. I don't want that person. I got who I want to marry. And that's his problem. I won't leave my husband for him. That control that he thought he had, he doesn't have anymore. And he can't, he's a narcissist. He's crazy. He can't take the fact that he can't control me. And I'm going to tell you how that went down. Okay, so to sum it all up, so when she said she wanted to fight me, I was talking to my daughter, and she was like, has my daddy tried to contact you? I said, honey. And so I told her about the gas station incident. I said, then his girlfriend claims that she wants me to meet her to the park because they going to jump me. She said, what? Mama, I'll call you back. And hung up. Next thing I knew, next thing I knew, he was getting on Facebook, making all these long posts talking about, this person know who this is too. I've loved you all my life. I've loved you since you were 8 years old. What makes you think I'm gonna join in with anybody trying to fight you? If anything, I'll kill somebody for messing with you, and you know it. And all I mean, it was all on Facebook. All on it played out. I was like, are you serious? And everything. And if I wasn't gonna let her mess with you, plus I know you can handle your own anyway. I told her, you don't want to mess with Coco. You don't want to mess with her like that. I'm like, I'm reading this like, okay, this is stupid. I'm blocking him. Ugh. So anyway, so they end up, like I said, his thing to me. He called me one last time, and I got my number changed because he was still calling me. He couldn't believe that I was telling him, no, I don't want to be bothered with you. No, leave me alone. No, 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 no. So he called me one last time during this particular set. He said, you know, I'm not going to give up, but I can't live in the same city with you and not have you. He said, so I'm leaving. He said, even she knows that. And I told her, I can't be here because if I'm here, I'm going to want her and I'm going to do whatever I can to get her. He said, and I might end up back in penitentiary. He said, so I got to go. So they moved back to a whole nother, well, he moved back to a whole nother state. Okay. And everything. I was like, good riddance to bad garbage. But that still didn't stop him from trying to turn my life up because then uh, he got with my aunties then, which I didn't even care because y'all the same ones knew he was screwing me on one side after the other. Y'all knew he was kidnapping me. Y'all knew he was holding me hostage because y'all was out there one day when he snatched me up, took me in the room, locked the door, and I was fighting him for dear life trying to get out of that room. And y'all didn't do anything, so I didn't care. But they took his side against me that I was trying to destroy his life. Don't y'all know? I told him, like I said, first of all, he's got to be a millionaire for me to want something from him. I said, so I ain't going to sue him for nothing. But if I wanted to, I have all the DNA that I need to tell people that what he did to me and bring a charge against him. He'll spend the rest of his life in penitentiary. So keep messing with me. I said, you're just lucky that I love my child so much and that would hurt her more than it would help her, that I'm not going to go through that. Plus, he don't mean anything to me anymore. So I'm going on with my life. Please go on with y'all's. But it got bad one day, so bad, y'all. And I know this is almost an hour. It got bad one day. My auntie had said something, and she put it on Facebook, and it had to do with my daddy, too. I got to tell y'all about that. It won't be today, but I'll clue y'all in about what happened when my dad found out. Ooh. Okay, so anyway, honey, I went around there and beat on my auntie's door, was asking her to come outside. I was going to whoop her. Do you hear me? Yes, my auntie, so what? I was going, and she knew it. They don't mess with me. They don't mess with me because they know. And they'll tell you, if you really knew me, they're like, won't mess with her. I was going to whoop her. Do you hear me? Yeah, so, but they, honey, they embrace him. And what's so funny, this one auntie where I went around and knocked on her door, her son is the one he turned out when he was a kid. But they embrace him and they love on him and he's their favorite and all this and stuff just messed up. Just messed up. Do you hear me? And that's why I went into, that's why I became a counselor. That's why I became a counselor because I wanted to help people that went through something like me, that needed to put the blocks together and to become a positive person and build their life from the disaster that it was. Because like the phoenix, you can rise from the fire and you can be productive. So that's why I went in the profession to help people. And when I see things on YouTube and I listen to people and I look at different content creators, I can tell they need my help bad. They need therapy bad. I mean, clinically, some of these people would have been, I would have prescribed medicine for them. I really would have, because it's, okay, delusion of grandeur. Anyway, so I'm just telling y'all, honey, it was a mess, but I am here to report that my daughter is beautiful. She's got three careers. She's a medical something something another that's right up under her RN. She's over certain facility where she lives at. Um, she's also a chef. She went to chef school, became a chef. Also, she is a cosmetologist. She went to school and became a cosmetologist. So she's got three careers. She can always fall back on any of them. She's awesome. Awesome. She has less health things now, health issues, because the older she got, the more her blood adapted, I guess. And everything. She still has some, but not a lot. She doesn't see her dad at all. Uh, she barely talks to him because she's just like she can't take it. And something happened along the line with her son. So I will tell y'all about that on one of the next ones. I hope y'all keeping up, and I hope this is helping somebody. I didn't mean for it to be this long, y'all, but just to let y'all know, honey, sometimes you never know what people been through. And I'm always one to smile all the time, and I laugh all the time because I love love. I love life, and I love to live it. I love to laugh, I love to love, and I love life. So, I'm just one of them people. And, what didn't kill me has made me stronger. And I always promise God, and I'm going to end with this, that whatever He brought me through, I would not be ashamed to tell it, because it's going to help somebody else know that if He brought me through it, He can bring you out as well. So I hope you got something from this. I didn't want it to be this long, but remember, put God first. Smooches.